Welcome, weary traveler. Here we are again. And today is another day where I collected visions from many people about one single same subject. You see, we all have this incredible capacity to perceive the world in different ways, and I had a bit of fun with it. You see, when I decided to give that subject to these amazing writers to study and have fun with, I had not imagined for it to take such a turn. The amount of submission and the amount of love at the end of the woods got took me by surprise. So today, sit down, rest your weary head, feel the warmth of the fire, and listen to these amazing people who once more show their talent. The first one is by Imuk74, and I hope I say your name right. Radiating energy entices Amazonian adventurers despite generous warnings. Imagination overwhelms facts, assimilating creative sense, and every sense emerging weary of body. Yet, nuanced creative ideas effervesce through every pore where boredom once reigned. Dread sips from amber drips, arachnid observe impatiently, knits noise to wrap unsuspecting grubs, glamorous greens greet gleefully, embalming completes transformation, relishing infinite possibility. It was published with a painting, actually, illustrated with shades of green, black, blue, yellows, and just some shades to get lost in. Now, the next one is by Persephone Poetry. Persephone? I'm not sure how you say it in English. I would say Persephone, to be sure. But yeah, there it is. There is no room for words on this ride. By the nature of your passions, silences are louder than the howling screams and this broken love, decidedly scandalous. You unfold like a windy path, slipping through the cryptic grove, and your erogenous zones, sensitive to the touch, to the warm moisture of the mouth, unpredictable, your trail fork, and I lose myself. I submit to this zigzag of your carnal perverse charm. The leaves fall in slow motion, pendula as if rocking in the wind, and I fall into your hungry wakefulness. At the end of the woods, where the trees recede and you stay still, quiet and perplexed, I enjoy the tender fruits that fell while your branches convulsed as I passed by. At the end of the woods, I knew you were mine and I was yours, and there is no going back in this autumnal journey through our bodies. Shreds of my desire hang from your branches. The marks of your path remains on my skin. Mia Words of Bliss wrote this one. There are so many leaves, I can't see the ground. There are so many trees, I can't see the forest. I wander endlessly. The light changes infinite patterns that were determined long ago. Maybe mine was too. I hear my steps, but I cannot feel them. It's like I do not know that I can move. Time is racing. It waits for no woman, and I'm in chains that I took into my hands and wrapped around my body willingly. Their weight is a constant reminder of choices never made. If I broke them, they would cut the ones I love like silver blades. And so I wander, staring at where I think the end of the woods could be, knowing I will never take one step out of the trees. Arterial Whispers is the next one. Somehow, I always find myself here at the end of the woods. I've grown roots in these dark lands. How do I walk from it if I can barely stand? I always find myself here at the end of the woods, fixated at what I had, fixated on what has been and not of what is yet to be seen. I'm crawling, but these roots run deep, tying fears to my feet. Strength does not stem from this seed, at least not enough to manifest trees. Some may say these wands are pouring nothing but poison, but perhaps it's endless possibilities that bleeds, or perhaps it's merely what you're able to see. So the next one, I'm not sure how to pronounce the name again. Mar 3+3, I think that's the name. And if I pronounce it wrong, everything is linked in the description. At the end of the woods, neath the bramble bush, lives a woman whose hunger is ravenous and rough, starting her day with her usual routine, sharpening her sword, luminous sheen, reflecting her image, long crimson hair, emerald green eyes, looking for fare, wild mushrooms to pick, the trampling of sticks, the gnashing of teeth, the forest heartbeat. She sits for a moment, wind moves within, closing her eyes, taking off the sky, her journey begins, on a dragon she flies, a rewind of memories she sees from above, moments of torment, trial and love. Landing on earth, she enters a cave, embellished with mirrors of all different shapes. Looking in one, a monster appears, paths she's been hiding from all these years. Yet in another, a young girl she knew, not older than 12, bound up in chains, alone by herself. The dragon now beckons. It's time to return, the forest is calling. Till her heart yearns to make sense of the pieces, the masks that she's donned. Back to the dragon, she quickly returns for the journey that takes her past rivers and streams at the end of the woods, where she fervently dreams. Next one is by Champion03. I've been eaten by wolves on my way back home. From travels traveled hard and poor, I've been buried by trees after water covered me. She's such an unforgiving lover, and this is how things go down. Oh, this is how things go down, down, down. I've been taken over by a bitter spirit, a possession, violent dominatrix. Please excuse with light digressing, while I pray with bloody fingertips, an attempt to do the pointless, try to fix what I can't be fixed. At the end of the woods I'm stumbling, I'm tangled in roots and in ghosts. I've done my sure damnedest to escape it, but my intentions are unwilling host, breeding sure and defiant self-destruction, self-immolation, a tempting idea. If I can't abandon this forest, I'll burn it to ashes, and hopefully feel some relief. Leonard Poetry is our next writer. Silhouettes and shadows blended into darkness. The majestic moon couldn't help but gaze at the end of the woods, the smoky stillness, and stirred by all the whispers of the unstirred by the whispers of the breeze passing through the lofty trees. At the unknown, I have a very special relationship with ghosts, the unknown, monsters, things that are unseen and kept unseen. And I cannot help but think that one day I should be reading some of my stories here. They are true stories. It would be interesting, wouldn't it? If you think so, just tell me. Write it down in the comments. Jellybean's Toes Poetry. Behind the scenes, my breadcrumbs were eaten. I lost my way, trespassing through the forests of forgiveness, while the sneering wolves salivate, devouring my hopes. So with hollow ambition, I tread through this grim chaos, searching for the shortcut that will lead me to the end of the woods. Lost in the mind's eye. There is a secret tomb at the edge of the woods, abandoned under a mouthy clock, haunted by a past we no longer dare to speak about. We left it for nature to feast upon, at her pleasure. It was there we buried our love alive, mummified her in old rags, to silence her desperate cries. We could no longer bear to listen to her persuasive charm, try to keep us together. We were united in one thought alone, hide all traces of evidence that proved she ever existed. It was our little secret that no one needed to know. Who else would understand that we had gone through? And we convinced ourselves that we were fine with blood on our hands. If it meant getting the job done once and for all. At least I was okay at the start. And her face began to appear in the window every night, begging me to return to the tomb and set her free. But I was too terrified to dig up the past and discover what remained of her. Chilling.